Today we're going to talk about how to play the blues on the guitar. The blues is a style of music. It's also a harmonic progression, a form that's been around for probably about a century now. And it's very simple. If you watched our previous video on the 1-4-5, that's all the blues is. 1-4-5. It's 4 measures of the 1 chord, 2 measures of the 4 chord, back to 2 measures of the 1 chord, 1 measure of the 5 chord, 1 measure of the 4 chord, and back to the 1 chord for the last 2 measures, total equaling 12 measures. That's why it's called the 12-bar blues. And basically, if you know where your 1-4-5 is, if you've watched our previous video, you know 1, 4, 5. If you know that, you'll be able to play the blues. I'm going to show you the rhythm pattern now. The rhythm pattern, typically, if it's played in a blues fashion, in a blues style, it's played with a shuffle feel, as opposed to rock and roll, early rock and roll, which was played with a straight feel, like Chuck Berry, for example. We'll deal with that later. But for today, let me teach you how to play the shuffle rhythm. So, the shuffle rhythm is something like this. You play your regular power chord on the 6th string. And then you take your pinky and you move up 2 frets on the 5th string to this. And so it sounds like this. Here's the original power chord. In this case, we're in the key of A. And there's where your pinky's going on the 5th string, 2 frets higher. The pattern is going to be the same. When you go to the 5th string, you move your pinky on the D string this time, on the 4th string, and eventually to the 5 chord like this. So let me show you again. You're on the 6th string playing your power chord, and you add the pinky 2 frets higher on the 5th string. When you move to the 4 chord, you go to the next string, to the 5th string, from here to here, and same thing, pinky, this time on the 4th string, of course. Eventually, when we move to the 5 chord, we're going to come up and do this. Same thing. And it's going to sound like this. You have to do this for 4 measures. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 2. Measure 3. Measure 4. And now we're going to switch to the 4 chord for 2 measures. And back to the 1 chord. And now to the 5. And the 4. And back to 1. For 2 measures. And that's how you play the blues.